Welcome to CSC 234 Software Security for fall of 2019. This video will serve as an introduction to the course, kind of hopefully give you an overview of how we'll run the course throughout the semester here. So we'll start off with some introductions. First, who am I? My name is Cody Wellew. I'll be your teacher here for this course. You'll see the Trojan head on there 3 times. That kind of signifies the 3 degrees that I've received from Dakota State. So I've started here as an undergrad back in 2011. I got a bachelor's in computer network security, a master's in applied computer science. And then at that point, I had CyberCore and used that award to pay for some of that, and then went to work for the federal government. So I worked for the Department of Defense doing some defensive blue teaming type work for a couple of years. And then I came back to DSU to teach full time. So this will start my 3rd year teaching full time for Dakota State. But I did teach for 3 or 4 years or so before that as an adjunct instructor. 3rd Trojan head there signifies that I just received a PhD in cyber operations. So I'm happy to be done with that program. So I guess it's technically correct now. You can call me Dr. Wellew, but please do just stick with Cody. I'm happy with that. Less formal that way. Little other things about me. I do run the Defend Lab, so I'm the faculty director of the Defend Lab as a part of the Mad Labs here at DSU. So I'm doing some work in that space as well. So again, largely kind of the defensive cybersecurity realm is where I like to live. Other kind of hobbies and things that I'm interested in, kind of 2 major things. One's not on the slide here at all, and that is kind of lighting and Christmas lights and things like that. So I've got working on a bunch of pixels at home, trying to make a fun Christmas and Halloween lighting display and kind of a light show that way at my house. So I'm having fun with that in whatever little free time I have. Not a lot anymore now that classes are starting up again, but something I thought I'd share. Finally, kind of the last part on this slide here, I do enjoy photography, especially sports photography. So if you're ever on campus, if you're going to any of our sporting events, you very well might see me running around with my camera taking pictures. So it's a little bit about me. Continuing on with our introductions, I'd like to learn a little bit about you. So in an on-campus section, we'd go around the room and introduce ourselves, but online here we have to do that a little bit differently. As a part of your first assignment, and I'll have an official posting about that and everything, I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves. Networking with your peers is super important. Getting to know everyone in this class is going to be super important, right? Just for bouncing ideas off of each other for the assignments in this class, not just that, but also in the real world as well. In this industry, things are not always cut and dry. There are not always step-by-step instructions for everything. So you're going to find yourselves wanting to know other people in the industry. And if you start that while you're in college, that's going to be a big deal for you down the road. All right, so some expectations here. First off, what to expect from me. You can expect that I will respond pretty quickly. I kind of pride myself on responding to students' emails, students' questions fairly quickly. I say on here within 24 hours. Most often it'll be much quicker than that, but it'll vary depending on if I'm mowing my lawn or what I'm doing at that point. Not always super quick when I'm doing that. For example, the thing is, for me to be able to be timely with my responses to your questions, you have to actually ask questions. This is a big deal, and I really, really want to stress that, right? Use me as a resource. Let me help you pass this class. Let me help you learn, most importantly, all about software security and the vulnerabilities that we'll be talking about in this class, right? Next one is work early. So this is a big tip I have. Computers break, things break, right? Just life happens. Late work's not always accepted in every class, and I'll explain my policy on that in a little bit here. But work on assignments early, right? In this online setting, I know many of you are working maybe normal hours during the day and then doing this classwork in the evenings or on the weekends, and there's not always a ton of time to do it. But I highly, highly recommend you work on things early, right? So you give yourself a little bit of cushion, a little room. Some of the assignments in the class might be more difficult than others, and you might take a little bit more time on it than you have expected, right? So just be aware of that. Do work on things early. Course delivery. I guess I left the textbook on here. I won't necessarily have assigned chapters. This is a holdover from a different class. I should remove that. But I will have a textbook that will be referencing. You're not necessarily required to get it, and we actually can get it for free. And I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So kind of ignore that part on here. Lectures, so things like this. You'll listen to me talk about whatever topic it is we're covering in that video or that week. I'll show some demos, things of that nature. Not always going to be the longest videos ever. You won't have any 75-minute videos or anything even close to that. I'll chunk up the content pretty good. And then labs. So there's going to be a lot of hands-on labs. I do like that. It's one thing I think DSU does very well is have a very applied hands-on approach. Kind of differentiates us a little bit from other universities as well. So I'm going to stick with that. We'll get our hands dirty a bit and do a lot of hands-on work that way. Many of the labs will be completed in the IA lab. If you've used it before, great. If you haven't, make sure you pay attention when I cover that. I'll have a subsequent video on how to log into the IA lab and how to navigate the IA lab as well. You'll log in using your DSU credentials. Those are the same ones you use to access webmail, and actually these days should be the same one that you use to access D2L as well. Feedback. I need feedback from you. So you're going to get feedback from me, especially on assignments. If you don't get 100%, I'll let you know why, what you can do better next time type thing. But I want the same from you. This is actually the first time I've taught this class. So there's going to be a lot of work for me to help refine it in future years, future iterations. And even if something's not going well this time, please let me know. I'd love to fix it, right? Or on the flip side, if things are going great, let me know what is going well so I can continue doing it, right? I want to make this class the best it can be for you and for students next year. Assignments and support resources. As of now, I'm planning on most of the assignments being due Mondays at 8 p.m. That time probably won't go back any further. I might change that day. So just kind of be aware of that and check on that. But largely going to be due Monday at 8 p.m. is the current plan. Resources that are available to help you. One is me. I'm probably a major resource that can help you. I have office hours. I'm in the basement of East Hall on campus in East Hall room 6. So if you are close to campus or on campus, feel free to drop by. I should be in my office for sure during the times listed there on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but I'm often around campus or in my office at times other than that. So feel free to shoot me an email, verify I'm in my office, stop by if you want. But otherwise, you can always contact me through email and also Microsoft Teams, and I will expect that probably more so than anyone visiting me in this online class. I'm sure many of you are not local to the Madison area. All right, my late work policy. So this one is brand new for me this semester as well. First time I'm going to try this out, so we'll work through it together and see if there's any flaws in the system. But the idea here is that everyone will get 3 late days that you can use throughout the semester. So that means you can turn in an assignment 1 day late, and it will use one of your 3 late days, right? I won't ask any questions. If it's within that time frame, you're good. With any one assignment, you can turn it in up to 2 days late, so that's going to be the limit on any one assignment. So that means you could turn in 3 assignments 1 day late. You could turn in 1 assignment 2 days late and another assignment 1 day late. But once you're out of those late days, once you've used all 3, everything must be turned in on time. Okay, very important. Don't rely on these late days for anything. Make sure you're still doing your work on time. This is more here to help you if something just isn't working, something comes up in life. Probably that's the more common example here, where you just can't get something done on time. I understand all of that, so we're going to give you a little bit of leeway here. When I'm calculating these late days, anywhere from turning something in 1 second late to just under 24 hours late, we'll use one full late day. All right, so if you can't turn in all of your assignments 2 minutes late, that won't work, right? You can turn in up to 3 assignments 2 minutes late because each of those will use one full day. Late days are going to be tracked in D2L, so under the grades section, it will actually show up right now as extra credit. So everyone will start off with essentially 3 points of extra credit. That's where I'll track those late days. So you'll be able to see how many you have left. I'll be able to see it. And I'll kind of note there when you've used those. Don't really need to tell me if it's going to be late. If it's not going to be late, you certainly can. That might help me a bit, but not required. Anything that you do not turn in within 2 days will receive a 0. Or if you're out of late days and you turn in something late, you'll receive a 0 for that assignment. Right, you can't move late days around. Once you've used them, they're gone. So be aware of that. Kind of a little bit of a gotcha for the whole class on this is I'm not going to post grades and solutions to assignments until either everyone has turned something in and I've graded it, or the 2 days have passed from the due date to allow folks to turn things in this 2 day late if they need to. All right, so that's kind of the gotcha there. Again, this is a new policy for me this semester. If you have questions, please ask so I can clarify it for you and the whole class, and we can kind of work through it together. All right, so let's jump over to the syllabus and kind of go through how you'll navigate the course. All right, D2L site is right here. I'll point out some things on it as well as all the links on top. They do look different than other courses, I'm sure. So my office hours are listed here. If they change, I will update that there. I don't expect them to at this point anymore. Textbook information is listed over on the left-hand side here. Again, I recommend a textbook that I will be using to build the course, and I'll be referencing it quite a bit, is this one right here, 24 Deadly Sins of Software Security, Programming Flaws and How to Fix Them. Now you can go out and buy a copy of this book. You can buy an ebook if you want to. That's certainly okay. I know our bookstore has some available as well here on campus, but you can also access a digital copy for free through the library. So this link here will take you to our Safari site, and you can just throw in your email and log in. Oh no. Okay, I guess it worked. You can just search for, I guess I'll do it here, 24 Deadly Sins of Software Security, and you'll actually get to the book right here. So this book, again, is available on here. You can actually see an electronic version of it. It gives you the description here where you can go in and start reading now, review the table of contents. I guess I find the table of contents is a little better here. But these are a lot of the topics that we'll be working throughout this semester as well. So you might find reading some of this material useful. We'll probably actually start the year with some web stuff like SQL injection here. So you can read that chapter and read that section. I think it looks a little bit better in the physical book itself than on here. But the content is here nonetheless. All right, back to D2L. So other things on the D2L site, there's this news section here, of course. I'll post things here if I need to, if there are any updates, as well as on Teams, probably post them there as well. So I'll talk about Teams and actually show off Teams. This link here will take you to our Microsoft Teams page. You can use the web app or you can download the app. I have the app, so I'll just open this in the app. Teams is kind of like Slack, or it's an instant messenger, right? We're going to use it for this course to keep in touch, and kind of a good place to network and talk with other students in the class or talk with me In this general channel here, you can just talk about whatever we need to here. Good place to chat with each other. I just put a welcome to class here. I'll have other channels as well throughout the semester. This one's assignment 0 introductions. So I'll again post a little bit more about that assignment in a bit, where you'll actually introduce yourselves in this channel and everyone gets to know everyone. Other thing that you can get to through Teams is the class notebook, and I have a link on D2L as well. So clicking on class notebook will open the notebook here in OneNote. Also back in D2L, I have notebook linked right here. So I'm going to use OneNote very, very heavily to organize our class. You can just click on that link and use OneNote online here. Otherwise, I like to open it in the app, and I have the OneNote app, and I have all of my notebooks here. So I have different notebooks for my different classes. Going through the notebook here and the content you'll see in that. So first off, we have the schedule. In the schedule here, I will have listed all the topics we'll be going through. I don't have anything filled out yet here, so again, kind of a disclaimer on the whole class. This is my first time teaching this class, so I'm building all of this as we go. So I'm not really sure how long some of these topics will take, so I don't have it filled out very detailed with scheduled information yet. I'll put the videos in here that you'll need to watch. So this week we'll have the intro video, which is what you're watching right now. We'll also have another video that I will record a little bit later and post that as well. Intro, I think we're going to do vulnerabilities this week. Assignments will be listed here. So a 0 is going to be introductions. I'll put a due date here as well. Don't know exactly when that is. And then I'll put sections in the book here as basically what we're covering. Not that you're required to read it, but you certainly can. It might be a good additional resource for you. Another way to learn there as well. To-do list, I'll do my best to keep this updated for you as well, so you can kind of check here and see all the things that you need to actually do this week. So watch video 00 intro will be the first thing you'll need to do this week, and what you're doing right now. How to excel with integrity. So this section here is something that I borrowed from UCSD that they let me use when I went and visited them and had a workshop out there. But this does a good job of describing the things you can do and can't do as far as academic integrity goes, right? How to do this class right. So I highly encourage everyone to read through that. I'll leave that there as a resource. And then I have the syllabus here as well. We'll go through that in a moment. I do have the syllabus linked on another page, and I'll show you that in D2L. Lecture slides will be listed here, and actually I forgot to add this in, so I'm going to go ahead and add in this PDF from this class. This is 234 intro. So with the lecture slides, with some of this other content, I'll upload them as PDFs, and you'll see the slides all listed here. But with any of these PDFs, you can right-click Save As and save that PDF out into another place if you want to organize things that way. All of the assignments will be here. You will have your own section over here as well, so you can use that notebook for whatever you need for the class. And then there's this collaboration section, so anyone can post things in this collaboration section. So if I have some assignments related to that we need to work together, I might use that, but that's not as likely. So really, lecture slides, assignments, and then scheduled to-do list here will be kind of your place to go for this class in OneNote. Now, OneNote, so the notebook and Teams here, depending on when you watch this video, you might not have access to it yet. I will be uploading the Teams or the class roster to both of those probably either Sunday or early Monday morning. So if you don't have access to that quite yet, that's fine. If it's midday Monday when you're watching this and you don't have access, reach out to me, yell at me. Maybe I missed you or something went wrong. Let's go through the syllabus as long as we're here, and we'll proceed up here in a moment. So the syllabus is also linked here under Getting Started. So you can pull that up at any point. Shouldn't need any credentials to get to that. And we went through most of the content on here, so I'll point out a few key components that we didn't yet. Some important dates there as far as last date to withdraw or drop if you need to. I'm teaching this online only. I don't have any in-class sections. Description is there. A prereq of CSC 150 Computer Science 1. If you have not taken 150 or you do not have credit for 150, let me know. This is not going to be a good class for you. You will absolutely need at least those basic programming concepts to be successful here. Textbook information is listed there. Some support, knowledge base listed there as well. The classroom policy is listed there as far as late work goes. This part here is very important, especially for this online course. You should be checking your email. You should be checking the D2L site very frequently. In case I have any updates to assignments, any changes, any new material that you need to work on. So please do check that quite frequently. ADA statements listed here. If I can provide any accommodations, please do let me know. Go through the channels there through our ADA office and let me know. I would be happy to. Academic honesty statement. There is a policy about that. Provided by the Board of Regents, that is listed there. And then kind of my standards on this is if I catch you doing anything wrong as far as cheating, copying students' work, or copying other work and using it as your own, that is all academic honesty issues or academic dishonesty, and you will receive a 0 for that assignment. So make sure you're doing your own work. If you have questions on something, let me know rather than going and trying to cheat. Okay. Feedback on assignments all listed there. This is actually wrong. I will update that. Final exam will be within that period. So being an online class, you'll have a number of days to complete the final or whatever it is we're doing for that. I don't have anything planned for that at this point, whether it be an exam or a project or a combination. My grading standards are pretty standard there. Most assignments will be worth 10 points by and large, not all of them. And then I have this tentative course outline here. So again, I haven't gone through this class personally yet, so I don't know how long everything is going to take, so I don't have a specific schedule. But this is kind of the list of topics that we'll be going through. So this week we're going to talk about some vulnerabilities, how the world talks about vulnerabilities and those taxonomies. That will be week 1, and everything else will kind of follow after that. All right, so that's the syllabus. Some of the other links at the top we haven't gotten to yet. Lecture videos here. This will take you to a YouTube playlist, likely where you found this video, or if you use a direct link, this is where you'll find a list of all of the videos for this class. Dropbox is where we'll be turning in most of our assignments. The grade section, I don't think I have it set up in here yet. Nope. But in the grade section, again, right away, you'll see those 3 points of extra credit for our late days. And then the quizzes link there as well, should we have any of those. All right, so that is all I wanted to show for this first introduction video for the semester. If you have any questions over anything at this point, please don't hesitate to email me or hit me up on Microsoft Teams if you've got access to that yet. I'm happy to help. All right. So with that, we will talk to you in the next video.